So the more people we have who are contributing to the economy, whether through business, whether through paying taxes, whether through, just even buying and selling and all these different things, the more a country can be said to be what? To be developed. So number one is about development. How much of the population is contributing? So what UNFPA said through the ICPD is countries with a younger population need to make sure they empower their young people so that the population, which is now mostly dependent, can in the next 5 to 10 years be the biggest number of people who are what? Now contributing. So take it like this, because I'm going to simplify. Now as the population is now 5, 5, 15. In 10 years, we're going to 15, if we know 10 years, we're going to 15, maybe they're not working because maybe they've chosen not to, or they aren't able to contribute to school, or maybe for some reason, or maybe they can't start businesses, or maybe there was a teenage pregnancy, who cannot drop out, or they committed crimes, and most of them are now in prison. Will the country then develop? I'm saying won't, because now we have 10 people who are contributing to the economy. In 10 years, it's better for 15 not dependent. Who also contributed to the economy. Which means in the 10 years, in the mind, the government, we have more. About contributors, about 15, I know 5. But what is actually happening is we have threats that are actually hindering us from moving the 15 into contributing to our economy. And these are the issues that I'm going to talk to you about, which are mostly sexually related and sexual and reproductive health rights. Let's look at SRH, we're not just talking about sexuality. Yes, there are components of SRH include things about sexuality. You will see how to identify as heterosexual, homosexual, lesbian, whatever you identify as. But that's not all we're talking about. We're talking about issues also of menstruation. We're talking about also issues of mental health, issues of depression, and it's all those things are issues that are actually affecting the ability of people to contribute meaningfully to the economy. So what we are saying is, as we are looking at sustainable development, let's look at the issues that are affecting young people. I'll give you some statistics so that we can be able to see how we are faring. I mentioned earlier, we have different documents, maybe globally and international space, that are tracking how are we progressing in terms of social and reproductive health, in terms of development, in terms of empowerment of people, but especially young people. And the truth is, in many cases, women and girls continue to lag behind. There are many reasons for this. We are also in group, women and girls, they are the highest prevalence of HIV and AIDS. We are also in group, they mostly drop out. Gender-based violence, and as a kind of money to contribute to school fees, now they have to choose. The tendency would be not to choose necessarily the girl child is coming, to be the boy child. Which is why now you see many programs saying we're supporting girls to stay in school. Some of them are even motivating with actual cash transfers to say if you do the school why is that being done? It's because girls who don't finish school, they later become a financial and a resource burden on the economy. Because because it's fine. Guys. And so because of all those things that cause for extra vulnerability on girls and young women, programs need to be put in place to encourage girls to continue in school, to encourage girls to do better, because also in terms of matures, responsibility they need by the time I class in, and I try to work in the upper 7. By the time I have a class next to you, she's done a whole lot of chores that maybe the boy child hasn't done. So when they get to the classroom, very equal. Because those also cut and then there's also the added responsibility, even in terms of peer pressure, bullying the girls are facing. There are all these standards, you know better. Honestly, if a guy liked you once in a long time, even just, it claps sent just 6 years. It was like the guy. The lesson is in another word. I didn't have a cell phone until I went for my second degree. I went to university and I tried to make a cell phone. I went on a money, but it wasn't a big deal. I didn't have it to the side for the time, it was fine. And me, generation, you have all this extra pressure. Some of it, yes, is put on you by media, but also you as my peers are putting it on each other. Yeah. That's why it's important to you as leaders. You need to change the narrative. You need to change the story for yourself. You need to set a different tone for what you want for your generation. Don't allow to see the pressure in your generation, even set by factors that you can't control. There are things that you can't control. The issue of poverty, can you control that as a young person? You can't. Someone wrote the other day, and I found this so funny, an email. What's hey, I'm going to pay attention. I can't watch a bunch. What's the guy saying? I'm happy to tell like it's Papa Namish. It was a funny thing, but that's the truth. A lot of people are under pressure because of that. But that has nothing to do with the case. And the people who can change that, yes, Tina will try as programmers, will try as advocates, but the responsibility lies with you. You as young people and you as leaders. You need to set the tone. You need to create an environment. It makes it clear what's the older generation is. Aside tolerate the abuse of girls and women. And it's because that's how we also try to buy LGBT. We ask young people, how many of you believe there is a reason for women to be beaten? If we continue to see the numbers in the 40s, and the numbers are still in the 40s, where people actually believe there's now women and it's and if you all can't another fine, you're born. No matter can't no man and the guy, who do you feel social? No one oh, this is our first number okay. And they're thinking near the environment, even if for each other based violence. Even the language is a good side. They know I'm cutting them on Bulalania, they're honoring. Who know what we live. Hey, me no have a father and cousin that you better have Bulan. You think that he normalizes the behavior that should be normalized. So it's your responsibility as young people to make sure you remove the things, you stop the normalcy. In the different generation, you too many I tend to then go over, I assume something like 5 minutes. So I'll go quickly. The things that are challenges in terms of separation of young people in our region include things like the adolescent birth rate. Babies are having babies, children are having children. We know what in terms of our law, the legal consent for sexual intercourse is age 16. But many young people, some are also in post-abortion care in this country because they are having sex earlier than even what is legally acceptable. We acknowledge we see a lot of our pregnancies, but can be contributed by gender-based violence because we know a third of young women, even in our country, have indicated they have experienced some form of sexual violence by the time they turn 18. That means at number of one of those girls have experienced some form of GBV. From a peer, from a friend, from an uncle, from a pastor, from someone in their society. That means GBV continues to be high. But that being said, that environment they allow as leaders set the tone. Even some of these memes, read through them. So I will post even when I post the police there was a huge embarrassment to all of us. There was a meme there about that. Is that funny? So check also your content that you are feeding and also taking in, because that will set the tone for you. If you find humor in different you're going, hey, that's when fish, that says things like that. Then you know something wrong somewhere, that you need to fish out. It's a couple of little time. Now, sister, you never drive. So, but keep it worth none. That's a couple of time and search through your soul, search through your mentality. One that was a year that you go on it that affect the economy and it's not a. We continue to see high birth rates, high teenage pregnancy in our region. The age group are 15 to 19. My averages continue to be high. Between 1990 and 2017, we have seen a very slight decrease. We actually saw a decrease of about 20% since 1990. But the birth rate among among girls aged 10 to 14 continues to remain very high at about 3 per 1,000. On top of that, adolescent birth rate in our region, not just in Eswatini, it continues to be high. It differs across the different countries. But now I should know, now I put that in online, but I prefer back to come and school or the community who are pregnant. The numbers continue to be high. COVID actually got worse. So it's about early and unintended pregnancy is a key thing that we need to deal with. You can't talk development without talking EUP or teenage pregnancy. Because people want to discover and it exposes them also to greater vulnerability in terms of gender-based violence. For some strange reason unknown to me, some feels it is his right to continue to have sexual relations with people that he has made pregnant, even if they've broken up. There are still men in our society who say, because she's not consenting. You are actually inducing her into a sexual relationship because she needs to maintain the child. Now, aware now of men in the society are doing this, please make sure you inform them. We are coming after the wash, pulling time. So it's like teenage pregnancy continues to contribute to people that make our communities vulnerable. The third thing that teenage pregnancy leads to is about unsafe abortion. We know what's in terms of our law, you can only access abortion services when you've been raped, there's incest, there's a risk to the mother and child. Which means a lot of us, and we are not only anonymous now, a lot of you know where to find my communities and unsafe abortion. They know who is sending the pill where, which lady to go to, who is doing this. The unsafe abortion can lead to actual mortality. Some girls will go and end up unsafe abortion, abortions are bleeding excessively. As far as the so I look for help. I'm going to come and some ugly out as a show. No one ever puts it in infection, but because we are two results from the termination lady, as somebody health facility. Now, I'm going to know I keep an animal as a somebody. Sometimes they have to do a whole hysterectomy. I give us some kind of thing because it's the man. Sabano. You tell them we begin today. You tell them teenage pregnancy. That should have been where we stopped. So it's important to us to continue to talk to this issue. It's about glorify